do it. Let's do it. All right, Spiffy throwing me APA. Spiffy, I'm gonna be real with you, girl. This is a difficult volume profile of the trade. It is leaning bullish though. I'm gonna put this one on the chart right now. APA. We do have
Voss,
some nice. Yes, doll.
screenshot.
What the heck happened?
It's gone.
What? All right, here we go. Now can I put up on the chair? We go. All right, so now you can really visualize how this is a wonky volume profile. It's not smooth. There are some nice areas of support here. I lean this one bullish on APA. You have your upside target here around 45.76, and that's in APA Corporation. Next up, Barry J is looking at ELF. This is one that we have been constantly bullish on just on the pump up the close show. ELF, it's just one of those stocks. It's super strong. It is reaching its second target on the Fibonacci scale, which could kind of lead to, would you buy it now? It might be a little overbought at this point. I do like that we have a strong volume building here. What interests me about ELF is this giant thin zone to the downside. So if anything, I'd put this one on the back burner for now. And if we do have a big rollover in ELF and start breaking down of these averages, this 50-day moving average, you have a nice little thin zone to really take some profit onto the downside. But to the upside, again, we've been long this constantly, and I at this point, I'd be maybe looking on a rollover to take advantage of when we break those levels. Matt's looking at Netflix. Now, I've liked Netflix as well. We had a nice volume profile breakout, value area breakout, nice retest, another breakout here, and we're building some nice volume to the upside. I just have to pull a quick fib to see what our upside target would be here. Let's see what we have. We're looking at that retest of the local high of 327 in Netflix. And again, your support here are these fib levels, which line up with these bars, 296. But again, Netflix, as it continues to break out, you're building volume to the upside. So it's looking strong. Mark Sebastian is in the house, everyone. Marco, welcome.
Hey, Boz. Good morning.
Hey. How are you, Mark?
Well, you picked one I'm already long, which is APA Apache.
Okay.
We've got this one long in Profit Revolution.
Nice
we're
job.
long some 44 calls. Those are going to be really nice. It's already up $1 pre-market. Energy space as a whole looks pretty good. ELF is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Not one. It's down pre-market. Not on a ton of volume, but it is down pre-market. But it only has January and regular January options. Doesn't have weeklies. If you want to take a shot, the 55 puts are about 65 cents on the downside. That would be, if you think this thing is going to break back below, break off of this high, that would be an inexpensive way to trade. And yeah, Netflix is all over the board. I don't really have a lot on this one. I do like that it is completely broken off from the rest of the entire kind of space. Interestingly, not a lot of paper on Netflix. You get a lot of individual, but we're not seeing a lot of huge paper dabbling in this one.
Well, Spiffy better be part of Profit Revolution because you guys are already up on APA. Nice job there, Mark, and a nice catch in Apache. Hey, Mark, you said that there's not a lot of paper on Netflix, so let's get into some paper and talk the ugly. What are you seeing with your ugly options, and what do you mean by those who might be new to trading?
Yeah, so what I'm always looking for is, can I find options where the implied volatility is too cheap? And that means that people aren't interested in the stock. The stock might be moving around, but we don't have a lot of option traders biting. Today, the one that I'm going to highlight is WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance. It has gotten absolutely smoked over the last couple of weeks, but had a really nice day on Friday, along with a lot of the retail sector. And what I'm noticing is that if we got the graphic, is that when you look here, the red, which is implied volatility, is trading at a steep discount to how much this stock is actually moving. Now, you have a drop. You have part of that drop is attributable to earnings, but if you look, we got a really big move yesterday. This thing, I think, is going to continue to move and continue to pop. And what I want to point out is the last time we got a big move over where realized vol, which is the dark blue and the light blue lines, really popped over implied, took place back in November. And take a look at what happened when that did happen. We got a really nice rally from about 35 all the way up to 41. Lo and behold, we kind of hit that exact same level on Thursday, and then has started to rally. So we could be set up for WBA to make another run at 40 or maybe 42. I like it down here in the mid 30s and think it is going to go higher. This is one I've been keeping an eye on in Profit Revolution. We don't have a trade yet because I don't have any particular kind of the second piece of my confirmation, which is, I want to see a big call buy of some kind or some big flow telling me that I'm right. We don't really have that yet, but the volume is starting to tick up in this one. And I think this one's potentially going back to $40 a share. But this is what we are looking for when we're looking for kind of a near, like a 1 to 2 week trade. You get a pass over on implied of realized volatility, the dark blue line and the light blue line over the red, and you are now in a position to see implied vol. This stock, I think, take a little bit of a move. I don't know if you've seen anything similar on the volume profile, but I'm seeing a potential for a move higher back toward 40.
Well, I'm just curious because this is a strategy that's new to a lot of traders out there. Is it rare that you have these ugly options come in, or do they happen all the time?
You see, we'll catch about 5 to 10 a day, but not all of them get that confirmation. A lot of them don't. We end up finding maybe 1 or 2 real viable options a day. And there are days where we don't have any because implied volatility is really high. But generally speaking, implied volatility trades at a premium to how much a stock is moving. So when a stock is moving more than implied volatility, that shows me that the street is kind of not paying attention to the movement in a stock. And that gives us the potential to swoop in on the cheap and then sell them these options when it starts to pick up. That second confirmation of some big money flow will show me that, hey, there's some trader relatively large that is kind of keyed in on the same thing I'm seeing. And that's usually our confirmation to go.
Yeah, I like that you get a 10 or 11 a day, and then you can weed them out by getting that confirmation. I like that a lot. That makes it easier to pick the ones that will work out in your favor. Are you seeing any right now?
Well, WBA, I've got my eye. There's actually a few ones that are really interesting. Ones that would not fall into Profit Revolution, but are looking interesting are Tesla and Nike and LNG. All are on my list right now. Those are gonna be tough to find inexpensive options. Another one is DVN. Part of the reason why I went for APA. APA didn't have the volume, but we saw some pretty bullish paper in DVN, and so we go for a similar stock and that has inexpensive options and jump in, and that's where we found APA.